Hi, I'm Kep Kepner CPA here in Dallas. So, is your worker an independent contractor or an employee? The fact of the matter is, most business owners want their workers to be independent contractors, and they think that from the employer's standpoint, that's really a great benefit because these workers can come and go. They don't have to withhold income tax or payroll tax on them. They don't have to pay unemployment tax or Social Security, Medicare. So they really would prefer people be independent contractors. The fact of the matter is, if you have a worker and they're an employee rather than an independent contractor, it only costs you, the employer, about 10% more. So you have to decide, are there some benefits by paying 10% more? Well, if you have a loyal, committed, trained workforce, then maybe you'd rather they be employees, even though it costs you 10% more for each one of them, rather than having an independent contractor who, right in the middle of things, can go tomorrow to take on another contract at a different company for an extra buck an hour. So there's a lot of issues about whether or not you really want them to be your worker to be either an independent contractor or an employee. But let's say you're not sure what it is, you want to know. Well, there's a form, it's called the SS8 form, and the SS8 has about 20 sets of questions on it. That's because there are 20 common law tests to determine if somebody's an employee or an independent contractor. And when I talk to my clients about that, I say, well, it's really clear that Kepner Company is an independent contractor because you tell me what to do. You say, Kep, I want you to file my taxes on time. Kep, I want you to do this management consulting for me. Kep, I want you to do this kind of accounting, prepare financial statements, or go meet with the bankers. So you can tell me what to do, but you can't tell me how to do it, because if it has to do with taxes, you can't tell me what software to use, nor the quality control procedures that I go through to make sure the taxes are accurate and complete. You can tell me that you want me to do financial statements, but you can't tell me what software to use, and you can't tell me the way they're supposed to look, because that's governed by various kinds of professional protocol within my profession. You can't tell me how to consult with them about building their business because you don't know how to do that, and we use our specialized technology to make that happen. So you can tell me what to do, and you can't tell me how to do it. So that makes me pretty much an independent contractor. But let's say I go to your place and I do some bookkeeping for you. Am I an independent contractor, or am I a part-time employee? So if you don't know about that, then the SS8 is the form that you use to fill out, send to the IRS, and they'll get right back to you and tell you whether that worker is an independent contractor or not. Of course, do you really believe the IRS is going to get back to you right away? In 2013, the Treasury Department jumped on the IRS because there was a backlog of 12,000 cases of businesses wanting to find out whether somebody was an independent contractor or an employee. So you've got a way of getting the answer from the IRS, but that worker may have come, worked for you, and gone before you ever get an answer from the IRS. So why don't you look at the state unemployment commission and see if they've got a guide for you? Well, the fact of the matter is, the guides at the state offices may be different than the guide for what an employee or an independent contractor is at the federal tax level. So there's really not a quick and easy answer. The bottom line is, as you examine the items on the SS8, you're trying to determine whether you control what somebody does and how they do it. If it's what they do and how they do it, then they're an employee. They may be part-time, But if you tell them what to do and you don't control how they do it, then they can be an independent contractor. So this is a ticklish matter with a lot of employers, and a lot of people just want workers to be independent contractors. Now, what's the government's point on this? They would rather everybody be an employee, because if you're an independent contractor, you get paid and then you can deduct all your expenses. So you end up paying tax on a lower dollar amount than if you got a W-2 from an employer. So the reality is Uncle Sam wants you to be an employee. You can find out, but the fact of the matter is you're not going to get very much guidance from the IRS. So we can help you understand those differences, and we can look at your situation and help you determine if somebody is an independent contractor or not. Don't forget, if the IRS or the State Unemployment Commission says, oh, by gosh, this person is an independent contractor, they won't say that. They'll say this person is an employee. Then in that case, you don't have to agree with them. You can fight it. And it helps to have somebody on your side. So we'll be glad to help. Give us a call. Thanks.